Hey, it's Rob. Welcome to Horsehead Bookends. Day 7, I think.
6, 7.
Day someday. Okay, we're at Toy Story 4. Early morning magic.
Playtime.
Early morning magic. It is yeah, it is a paid event, but it's really nice. You get breakfast. You get to go.
It's shady over here.
Yeah, the sun hasn't completely come up yet, but you basically get to go on all the rides in Toy Story Land over and over again.
As many times as you can.
Very little waiting. Totally worth it. We love it. This is the second time we've done it. So right now we're gonna go on Slinky Dog. Let me show you the queue because there's no queue. See, this is where the queue usually is for Slinky Dog during the day. It's all lined up under these umbrellas. So we're just basically gonna walk on Slinky Dog now. We're gonna see how many times we can go on Slinky Dog in a row. Why not? Quick wait, we got like 10 minutes. So we're gonna see how many more we can do. We also have a fast pass for one later. Number 2, ride 2, bye! Slinky Dog number 3. So it just seems we're going to kind of slow this time.
Yeah, last time we marathon this about like 5 or 6 times. We're kind of not moving with the crowd as well. I don't know. It doesn't seem any more crowded than last time.
No, it doesn't seem more crowded. It just seems.
And we're getting on very quickly, but for some reason the time just went faster
than we realized. I have no idea.
You know what?
Number 3.
It's time to see.
Five more minutes before the gate opens. It's gonna get crazy in here. There's gonna be a wave of people. That's an angry potato.
Well, I think there's 3 hangry potatoes right here. Oh, and how they got Yeah.
I never seen that store before. It's like brand new, coming out of Midway Mania. But they have a lot of cool stuff. It's all Toy Story stuff. They had the Harvey's backpack. They had a bunch of stuff I've never seen before. So it was really cool. So
yeah, the Harvey's backpack was super cool.
Yeah.
They're like all made out of seatbelts.
Yeah, it was really cool. So now we're gonna go eat some breakfast. Tonight we get to eat dinner at Cinderella's Royal Table. So we're heading over to the castle now. I think we have a fast pass later for Splash Mountain that I've been trying to get forever. And there's extra magic hours tonight. So hopefully it won't be too crowded, but we'll see what's up. I'm gonna turn it around so you get to see the beautiful castle. I'm here with Kevin. He just got here the other day. Another New Jersey guy, big Disney fan. All right, so we're in the elevator in Cinderella's castle, Johnny.
No.
Look.
It's like a castle elevator.
It looks like a castle elevator. It's
round. It's a round.
All right. Well, we're at 1. Let's get out. So, the early morning magic, the paid event at Toy Story Land, you get in, they open up, I think it's 7:30, and you get to go on all the rides at Toy Story Land until 9 o'clock, until the park finally opens. You also get you get breakfast at Backlot Express until 10, which is included in the what you're paying for it. So it's totally worth it. I know a lot of people have a hard time getting Slinky Dog Dash fast passes. And this is really the best way to just go on the ride again and again and again, as you can see. For us, this is the second time we did it, and we feel it's totally worth it. Except this time, we didn't get to go on Slinky Dog that much. We only got to ride it 3 times, whereas when we did it in April, we rode it 5 times. It just seemed like our timing was off for some reason. But anyway, after breakfast, we crossed the park. We did Tower of Terror, we did Rock and Roller Coaster, and we did Star Tours. But one new thing, I never used to like Tower of Terror. The very first time I read Tower of Terror was in April this year. It took me a long time to get there. But one thing I noticed with this ride that wasn't present in the last ride, and Anne noticed it as well, is when they pull you up, the whole elevator cart shakes and then stops and then you drop, which was really nice. It was something different that I didn't experience when I first rode it. My understanding is that that's something new that they added. I don't know. Is it new? Is it not? Let me know below, because this is only my second time riding it, so I am so not an expert in the Tower of Terror ride. After we did those rides in the Hollywood Studios, we went back to the hotel and we just relaxed for most of the day, and we had dinner that night at Cinderella's Royal Table. Me personally, I was super excited to go to. I've been dying to go there. A lot of people complain about Cinderella's Royal Table because it's very expensive. We did use a Disney dining plan, which cost 2 sit-down credits. So it's almost like a signature dining experience. If you pay cash, it's very expensive. You get to pick out an appetizer, you pick your main, and you pick a dessert. Now for the appetizer, both me and Ann got the seared scallops, which were absolutely delicious. For the main, I think it was a beef tenderloin, filet, don't recall. Delicious as well. And then for dessert, we both got, we ordered the same thing this time. It was the Clock Strikes Midnight. I believe it was a flourless chocolate mousse, which was amazing. Usually on the Disney dining plan, a common complaint is there's a lot of food. It's too much food. The portions at Cinderella's Royal Table weren't that large. They were actually quite average, small to average. So I feel that for the price you're paying, you're not really getting a lot. But you're really not going there for the food. You're going there for the interaction with the princesses. The other place where you can actually meet most of the princesses is at Akershus over in Epcot in Norway. Now we did that last summer, I think, or last winter. I don't remember. Anyway, we did that, and I have to say the interactions were good, but the food we weren't a big fan of. So if you're looking to get all those princesses in one area and have that experience, but you don't want to pay for Cinderella's Royal Table, you can get the same interaction at Akershus in Epcot. The food is okay, but the quality of food is way better at Cinderella's Royal Table. After we got out of Cinderella's Royal Table, it was all roped off for the fireworks, because the fireworks were starting soon, which was really cool. So the whole, as you can see, the entire courtyard is empty. And I think we could have stayed there if we wanted to, but we didn't. I don't know, maybe we should have. We actually headed over to Splash Mountain and finally got on Splash Mountain. Johnny's been dying to go on it this whole trip. We had a fast pass earlier in the week, but we couldn't make it. It was so hard to get a fast pass. I finally got the fast pass sometime that afternoon, and he was super excited. We love Splash Mountain. We think it's a great ride. We didn't stay too much longer after that just because we had a super busy morning, and we just kind of went back and packed up and got ready to leave. So I know I'm forgetting some things, but I'm sure Anne will fill you in on anything that I happen to leave out.
Hi! So here's my thoughts or my comments on Early Morning Magic. It's over in Toy Story Land. It is a paid event. I like these events a lot in the summer because, yes, you're paying more money to Disney. However, you're in the park with so few people, and the people that are there know what they're doing and they've paid also, so you don't get a lot of people kind of tripping you up or not knowing what they're doing. Like, they're there to ride They're there to have fun. Nobody's kind of getting lost or getting in the way, or it's not too overly crowded, which honestly, that was my one big complaint this trip, which I guess always happens in August, but it was extra noticeable this summer somehow. It was very crowded. So to me, to pay a little extra money, I would like to do that to be able to ride what I would need to ride and get on out, because Mama likes to be at the pool by noon. There's really only 3 rides that you're riding, and breakfast is included. Right away, everyone heads for Slinky Dog. They kind of want to push you towards breakfast, but this is a bad idea because breakfast runs until 10. The park opens at 9. So even though it's technically till 10, you can really only ride until 9. So that's really when you want to go eat your breakfast and just grab a protein bar, whatever you need to get you out of your room, and go. As they walk the line back and let you in, everyone kind of stops off and heads over to Slinky Dog. So we went right over to Toy Story Mania. Last time we went to Aliens Rolling Saucers first, and somehow we were able to marathon Slinky Dog a lot more times. I think we rode Slinky Dog a total of 3 times. I guess you could consider marathoning Slinky, but 3 times, I don't know if I consider that a marathon. Aliens Rolling Saucers, while I love this ride because I love the aliens and it's the one voice I can imitate the best, I think it's a super fun whip ride, but it's just a little carnival whip ride. Like, it's really well done. It's really super well themed. The aliens are adorable. The music's so cute. But at the same time, that's all it really is. I can't justify waiting longer than like 25 minutes for this ride. We got one last ride on Toy Story Mania because we had to choose, you know, figure out who the real champion was, which of course was Rob. But I was starting to get very nervous to get over to breakfast. They do serve you a hot breakfast. You can go up and order as much as you want. They did say that, so I can't fault Disney, but I think being so early morning, I didn't really hear that. Not that I could have eaten more than I did. I will say, they have hot food you can order, and then they have a continental breakfast to the side, coffee, milk, juice, cereal, pastries, you name it. It's over there. I will say by the time we got over there, like, it was, one of the coffee things was out. There was no ice in one of the things. Having said that, so like the buffet had been had, but we were there late, so whatever. Having said that, we got like the Southwest Santa Fe bowl, breakfast bowl, which sounds a little intimidating the way that they listed it. It's like listed as poblano peppers or whatever, so it kind of sounds like stuffed peppers. It isn't. It's just kind of like an eggs ranchero type thing with crispy straws in it and some avocado and some eggs and some queso blanco, and it's really good. It's a lot of flavors mixed up, a lot of Southwest flavors mixed up. Very filling. I will say one thing about this trip, we did have a lot of heavy breakfast, which is not something I like to do in the summer. But hey, it came with our ticket, we paid for it. So we ate it. After that, we did have fast passes for Rock and Roller Coaster and for Tower of Terror. Now, we did not tape on going to these rides or riding them, and the reason being was, first off, the park was now open and it was extremely crowded, so we hightailed it across the park to get on and to set up our rider swap. Having said that, once we went through the rider swap for Rock and Roller Coaster, which I think was first, it was kind of starting to drizzle a little bit. I was kind of nervous because I knew like one side of Hollywood Tower of Terror was down. We did have another fast pass, so I think we could have rider swapped a second time, but that's just not fair to our son. I feel like he's waiting with a parent, like he's waiting a lot then for us, and they're the only 2 rides he doesn't ride, so I don't mind doing them, but I think doing them more than once and making him wait at that end of the park with not much to do is just not fair to him. I will say Disney now has that little Cars area. We went over there. There were some cast members out doing some really cool like dance party stuff with the kids. I've never experienced this before in Tower of Terror. By the way, my favorite ride in the park, like one of my favorite rides of all time. I think the theming of Hollywood Tower of Terror is absolutely stunningly beautiful. If I could move in, I would. Hollywood Tower of Terror has a randomly generated sequence. Sometimes rides are better than others. For the first time, both Rob and I experienced this kind of like jiggling where they shook the elevator. And when we both got off, we're like, oh, did you feel that? Did you get a jiggle? And we're like, yeah, I did. I never experienced that before. So that must be something new they added. And for me, at least, my ride, like there was a lot of bounce ups and downs and then like stops, bounce ups and downs and stops, and jiggle, jiggle, and up and down, stop. So it was a really good ride. I had a great ride on it. This was our only day at Hollywood. We did decide, I don't know if Rob mentioned this, we did go do Star Tours because why not? And we were there. And we did Muppet Vision 3D. And I think that piano player that I might have mentioned in a much earlier vlog over at the Grand Floridian, who played that Muppet song that like really made me cry. I had Muppets on the mind big time. I hadn't seen it in ages. So I really wanted to go see the Muppets. So we did. We went and saw Muppet 3D. You know, it's Muppet 3D Vision. It is what it is. I still think it's awesome. Feel free to disagree. Feel free to, I guess it could need some updating, but I'm perfectly happy with the Muppets the way they are. Later that night, we went to Cinderella's Royal Table. Rob actually picked this one as his birthday dinner or his unbirthday dinner because we never get to go during his birthday. And I heard that Cinderella's Royal Table kind of has a bad rap. We really just wanted to eat in the castle, I'll be honest. And I want to meet princesses. I don't think I've eaten there since I was a little girl and my parents brought me for breakfast and it was the most magical thing. Like, I remember every detail. It's one of those super early Disney memories and it was fantastic. It was really magical when I was a little girl. Yes, it's a 2-credit meal. I think that Cinderella's Royal Table, I've heard that it has a bad rap for food. Here was my thoughts on the food. I don't think the food there is bad. I had the scallop appetizer and the filet, or I'm not sure, it tasted like a filet. I'm not sure what the cut of meat was, and I think it was on a potato mash. You know, pretty basic stuff. And this delicious after midnight cake. They now serve alcohol, so I tried the Enchanted Disney's champagne, because, you know, I'm in the castle, I'm gonna have champagne, let's toast. Rob didn't like it, I did, it was okay. It came with our meal, so hey. I thought the scallops were super good. They were really delicious. The scallops were cooked perfectly. You know, scallops can get gummy or sandy. These were not the case. They tasted very fresh to me. They came with these sauteed mushrooms that had a really great flavor to them. It was small, and I don't think it was small by restaurant standards. I think it was small by Disney standards, and I think it was small for a 2-credit meal. I thought the same thing on my steak. My steak was absolutely delicious. Again, it was small. Not small if I went out and ordered it at a restaurant locally. Small by Disney standards. The cake I thought was absolutely delicious. It's a mousse chocolate. You can't get chocolate wrong, so I mean, really, you can't complain on that. I can understand where people kind of get a letdown on the food if you're expecting signature dining. It's not bad food. I don't think the food was bad. I thought the food was quite good. I just think it was plain. I think it was regular. I think it was very well cooked. I think it was well made, well done, well seasoned. Everything about it was very good. It is not your typical signature dining experience. The reason you're spending 2 credits or spending that amount of money, A, you're eating in the castle. I mean, we had a view of the carousel and it was really magical. We got to meet Cinderella, who speaks so quietly. She's so dainty. I even said to my son, which princess do you think mommy looks like? Oh, I guess like Cinderella with your hair. And I go, but Cinderella's very dainty. Yeah, mommy, you're not that dainty. So, you know, honesty. We did get to meet all the princesses, which is always super exciting. I love character interactions. And then they do the whole wishing star thing. You get a wishing star and you get a little, you know, sword or a little star wand. And you get to wave it around. You get to make a wish and the whole thing goes dark and it's sparkly and it's super magical. And you're making wishes on stars and all the princesses are around. It's definitely an experience. So you are paying, whether it's in dining credits or in real money. I thought the food was very good. You want to spend your 2 credits up a California Grill or over at the Brown Derby, I get that. I think the food is better at those signature restaurants. It's not typical Disney signature, and I do think it gets a bad rap for being small, having small smaller portions. We then had a fast pass for Splash Mountain, which I think is the silliest ride to go on after you're all dressed up and eating at the castle. But we did get to finally ride Splash Mountain because it was either down or something would happen and we had to go or whatever. So all trip we kind of been chasing down Splash Mountain. We finally got to ride it. I didn't get too wet. It wasn't, you know, it's Splash Mountain. Hey, you're gonna get wet. Yeah, and that was our big last night, which was super sad. And then we went back and started to pack.
So there you have it, day 7, all done, all wrapped up. We do leave the next day. That's probably gonna be a pretty short video because no one wants to see everybody crying on the Tragical Express on the way home. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to click on subscribe to get notified when I upload new videos. Any questions or comments, please post them below. I'll get to them as soon as possible. Otherwise, talk to you later.